right, good people, what's happening? This your man Antoine back with another dope episode of Coture Conversations for the Women in Their Life Atlanta issue coming very soon. All right, so we have another beautiful couple that we want to highlight today. And first of all, let me let you guys introduce yourselves.
Well, hi everybody, I'm Tiana Clay, her wife.
My wife, and I'm Clay. I go back Clay. Clay is my last name. I've been going back Clay all my life. And we the Clays.
How y'all doing, Clays? How y'all feeling today, first of all?
Hey, we feeling good. The sun is shining. Any day above the ground is a good day for me.
Absolutely.
Man, I can dig that. So give us a little bit of background on yourselves, like where you're from, how you guys met, or, anything you feel that the people should know about you two right now.
Okay. You want to go first, babe?
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm originally from the best city in the world, Detroit, Michigan.
Here we go.
So I'm born and raised in the D. Been in the, what you say?
I said shout out to D-Town.
Hey, been in Atlanta for about 9 years now. How me and my wife met? She stalked me on social media.
Playing.
She slid in the DM on Facebook. No, how we met for real?
It wasn't quite like that.
It wasn't like that. So
it was like that.
Let me give you the short version. So we originally met in like 2009. We met on Facebook. She was married at the time. I was married at the time. But we was just friends. She had posted a business opportunity about a show she wanted to do about married folks. And I reached out to her, was like, that's dope. Let me know if you put this into motion. And we exchanged numbers and we never talked again. Like we never communicated again. Fast forward about 7 years later.
Yeah.
About 7 years later, I was coming to Atlanta. I had just got divorced. I was coming to Atlanta. It had been a few months after I got divorced. I was coming to Atlanta because my friends was like, Clay, you need to get out the house. You need to, stop being moped up in this room. So I was like, okay, cool. So we had a little boys trip. We came to Atlanta, and me, I'm so quiet and laid back. Like, I'm going through my phone, see who I know in Atlanta that can tell me some spots to go to so I can, mix and mingle. So I'm strolling through my call log. I come across her number. I'm like, dang, she live in Atlanta. Let me hit her up. So I sent her a little text and I was like, hey, do you or your wife know any clubs that I can go to in Atlanta? I'm trying to hang. And she was like, what did you say to that?
I said, I no longer have a wife.
Wow.
It just went from there.
It
just went from there.
And then she trapped me, so I'm here.
Man, listen.
I don't like the word trap.
It sounds like that was meant to happen. That sounds like that was meant.
Yeah.
So man, congratulations to you guys on the union and meeting like that. And damn, that was perfect timing. A lot of love was
It was. It's crazy because we both separated from our exes at the same time and did not even know. And and she was living in my city where I'm from, because I'm from Nashville, Tennessee. So I've been in Atlanta for about 16 years now. So it was like
fake.
So how has Atlanta been treating y'all since y'all been there?
Oh, I love Atlanta. I love Atlanta. Yeah, it reminds me of back home, but a more elevated version of back home. So I like Atlanta.
It's okay for me. It's not enough water.
Well, I'm down here in Florida, man. We surrounded by water. You know what I mean? So that's really our lifestyle. But I love Atlanta. I frequent Atlanta. One of the things crazy with me about Atlanta, I like to visit and I like to come do business up there, but I don't want to live there. I think that would kill it for me if I moved to Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people, and Atlanta full, man. Like it changed. Like back in the days, like I would say like 05, 06, 07, I used to frequent Atlanta hard. It done changed so much since then, man. The vibe is a whole lot different. And I I think it's just due to a whole lot of people just moving in, so it kind of changed things a lot. But let's talk about you guys are business owners as well. Talk a bit about your businesses, because we champion that over here at Apex Couture Magazine.
Okay. Well, we have it is. We have three actually. We have three businesses on top of the fact that we do work a corporate job. But our main three businesses that we do have a podcast on Black Ink Radio that has been running for about 2 years now, which has been nominated for several awards. So that's pretty honored. We're pretty honored about that. But I also have an online boutique that I just started this year. And that's something that I've been working on for the past couple of years, and I finally decided to launch it this year, which has been really good. Business has been good with that, so I'm very excited.
What's the name of your boutique, baby?
Boss Lady. It means Boss Lady Boutique.
Yeah, definitely shout that out, because and you guys should also consider. I'll talk with you guys about that after we get off. So I want to talk about the Molding the Clay podcast. Let's get into that a little bit. Talk to us about what made you guys want to start it. What is the purpose of the podcast? Some of the things you cover.
So initially, when my wife asked me to do a podcast, I was like, hell nah, I'm not doing no podcast. Like,
too shy for that.
So I bought all her equipment for her, and because I know that was something she wanted to do. And initially, she was going to do with friends, but they couldn't get on the same page, and she was serious about really moving forward with this. So her first episode, she was like, well, if you're not going to be on the podcast, then can you at least be on my first episode? So me and my ex-wife and my wife, we did the first episode together. It was so dope. We got a lot of great feedback to where everyone was like, I can't wait for you and Clay's next podcast. Y'all gave some really good feedback. And so at that point, she was looking at me like, baby, they think it's our podcast. They want to hear more about us, our marriage, and this, that, and the other. And so I came from behind the camera and behind the audio to sitting on side of her. But what I can say is I really, really enjoy it. Like, we get all kind of messages, DMs, phone calls about just the topics.
Yeah, because it's based on relationships.
Yeah, relationships.
And so any type of relationship, whether it's marriage, dating, friendships, family. I mean, me and my wife been together for 10 years. So we feel like, we've been through enough in our relationship to be able to give some advice.
Yeah, my wife and I we've been married for about 3 years. We've been together since 2013. So like 9 years, almost 10 years. So, it's a whole different ball game. I'm glad. Let me just say this. Y'all know I like to do this to the crowd out there. I like when people who are in the relationships and have the experience speak on these things. Cause we got too many of y'all on the internet. Let me get my finger and point at it. We got too many of y'all on the internet giving relationship advice and you ain't even married. We got too many people on the internet giving relationship advice and you ain't even married.
Exactly. And we done been married twice. So we know the deal.
Come on now. So I'm gonna need for y'all to go to the Molding the Clay podcast and get some advice, get some experience from them. All right, because we tired of everybody on the net that's just everybody giving out relationship advice and got damn ring on the finger. You can't listen. We don't. And then to the poor people that listen, what qualified this person to give you relationship advice, and they single as hell. I'm talking about they so single. So this is where you should go with it. Y'all need to check out Molding the podcast. Tell them where they can check that out at.
You can check it out. You can go to our page, molding_the_clay on Instagram, or you can go to YouTube to Black Ink Radio YouTube channel and type in Molding the Clay podcast, and you can pull up all episodes. Yep.
And you guys know that I will have that information in the article for you. So y'all, I just need y'all to just run those numbers up on that podcast and go check that out. Now, let's get into Women in the Life Atlanta. What's going on with this? You know, right now, that's the reason why we're in this moment. Talk to us about how you got involved and how things are going so far.
It's a super dope experience. So first and foremost, shout out to Barbara Tatum and Donna for film, Donna Davis, our two executive producers. It's a great project in which they want to highlight the life that actual successful LGBT community live. So how we got involved is one of our friends was actually coming to our podcast. She was actually going to be on our podcast. She's a chef, a business owner. And when she walked in, she was like, I'm sorry, I'm a little bit late. I just got finished meeting with the producers of this show that they getting ready to air out. And she knew Tiana and I was working on our family show. So she was like, I'm gonna pass y'all the information along after the podcast, and y'all, you know, check it on out. If it's something you're interested in, then send your information over. So we checked out, we got on their page, we checked it out. We was like, that'll be dope. Like we like where it's going. And so we submitted our audition video, got a call back the next day. Yeah, the next day was like, we want y'all on the show. We want y'all. And so it's been great from there.
Yeah.
So I can tell that was that was organic. And by looking at you guys, I'm big on energy. I can feel your energy. I've been doing this for a long time. So you guys are actually made to do what you're doing, right? You guys should have a camera in your face. You have the look, you have the aura, you know what I mean? So that's why y'all got to call back the next day, because it's like, boom.
Thank you.
All my interaction with y'all, if I was doing something like that, I would love for you guys to be a part of it. You got a big love, all of energy, a love around you guys, and I love that feeling. So you guys have already done season 1. Are you guys shooting season 2 now?
We are. We are.
We'll actually be down to you in Florida, right?
Yes, ma'am.
We'll be down in Florida this tomorrow. We leave for Florida to film some more of season 2.
Yeah. So this season this season they are actually going more personal into our lives and getting to know our family, our children, more in depth of what it is that we do. So they'll be following our podcast. They'll be following her business as well, because she has a home renovation and interior design business that she does also. So they will be getting some clips of that. So we're excited for people to see exactly what it is that we do on an everyday basis. Because this is not something that's part-time for us. This is every day. Like our life is hectic every day.
And I want to say to the audience watching, this show is refreshing, right? Because when it comes to reality shows, and I'm black first. I'm black as hell. Like I'm kind of light skinned, but I'm and I tell people, you'll get offended at all this blackness when you come to my magazine. Black excellence is number 1, right? So when you guys are on this show and it's not based solely in drama and throwing stuff at each other and all that ratchet stuff, that's what I appreciate about this show, guys. We have to take control of our narratives. When we leave it up to Viacom, I'm gonna say Viacom, I ain't gonna say VH1. When we leave it up to Viacom, which is owned by National Amusements, Sherry Redstone, look that up, because I know all this information because I'm a black-owned media publication, and I like to study other publications that project the images of black people. It's not owned by black people, right? So this is why you all of the most negative things about black society, they exploit and elevate. So people get drawn to that. But we don't really live like that, because it don't be like that in my household. That does not represent black society as a whole. So when you get a show like Women in the Life Atlanta that show these beautiful black women being professional, having living their lives every day, and not so drawn out, but having life situations, you know, that's the real Black family right there. That's how we really live. So you guys are gonna want to appreciate this show, because the franchise will go far, and I see you guys going very far in all of your industries, because right now that's the wave. The wave is taking control of our own narratives, telling our real stories. We got to stop letting these people tell our story. And I know they get mad when I say that. I own my own shit, so what you gonna do about it?
I know that's right. I know that's right. Yeah.
Is there anything, anybody you guys want to give a shout out to before we wrap this thing up? Anybody want to just throw some love to?
Absolutely. So definitely we already shouted out Barbara and Donna, executive producers of Women in the Life ATL, but our children, all 5 of our children, Tia, Talia, Kimari, Asia, and Aaliyah. They're so patient with us as the parents, because we're pulled in 100 million different directions.
Yeah.
And sometimes mama's gotta take a trip, or mama's gotta work late, or not, you know, things like that. So,
but they know we are there, and we need to be there. You know, we always try to make time for our kids, no matter what's going on in our lives. And our family is the most important thing to us. Family, we're very huge on family. So, and I want to give a shout out to the cast members. I mean, they have been amazing, very welcoming, a lot of fun to be around, you know, and they're all on board with the narrative of, you know, showing the world that we know how to handle conflict and drama in a professional, grown way. So I can appreciate that a lot.
That's what I'm talking about. Because I'm gonna tell you guys right now. I hadn't watched a reality show, man, I say at least 5-6 years, until I came, you know, I was approached by Donna about you guys' show. And she told me what it was based on. I don't watch reality shows. Like, listen, it burns my soul to watch, you know, the destructive.
It's too much.
I can't take it. I can't take it, because, you know, I know that doesn't represent us. That don't represent us. They choose to use that to represent us, and we got to push back on it. So you know, your show, it's the first reality show I've watched in, like I say, at least 5 or 6 years. I gave up on it. I'm like, you know, watch that. It's you know, what goes in is what comes out. So a lot of people when you watching that, you know, you're feeding your soul. And we got to feed our souls some good stuff. So thank you guys. I really want to thank you for taking the time out to rock with me. This issue is coming up soon. So y'all make sure y'all stay tuned for the event, for the release and everything. So y'all make sure y'all go to the articles. Y'all make sure y'all follow them. I will have all the information for y'all. I want to thank you ladies again, and you guys have a good one.